I think the one that really hurts me to my core is like she's not actually making money from trading, she's making money somewhere else, or she's actually only making money from her content and she's not making money from trading, or she's doing other things. There's been so many. That one just hurts me to my core because it's so unfair. I can't win. I can't win in that sense. I can show profits, I can show, monthly P&Ls, I can show trades. I can't win. There's no way, or I could not show them. So either way, like that's a point where I can't win no matter what I do. There's always going to be the people saying that I don't make my money from trading, I make it elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. And being in a male-dominated industry, how's it been for you? Being especially on the content side of things and sort of putting yourself out there, because obviously you probably wouldn't feel any sort of difference if we weren't in the space, if you will.
Yeah.
But being in the space, how's that been for you? What hurdles have you had to overcome, if any?
I would say one of the biggest ones, and on the way here to this podcast, I was reading through some of the comments on our little mini podcast. And at first, like I'm looking at it pretty early on, so there's not too many comments. But at first I'm like, okay, sweet. This is the first time like nobody has commented on the way I look. I was like, oh, sweet. This is cool. And then like I refresh and there it is. Whether it's good or bad, it just isn't relevant. And I'm curious as to like, okay, when you post your content, I feel like people don't talk about what you look like. Like I feel like they're not like he shaved today or he's getting a little scruffy or like no one's talking about that. But as soon as I get on there, it's at the forefront. My content, what I have to offer, what I have to say has nothing to do with what I look like. So whether it's good or bad, I don't find it helpful. And it doesn't help other females get into this space because they already think they're going to start posting content and immediately just get, objectified, or the way that they look is more important than what they're actually saying. That's been one of the biggest struggles for sure.
No, definitely. Like on average, people don't comment on what I look like.
I didn't think so.
Only if I have like a polarizing piece of content, then it's already made them emotional.
Fair.
So then they will try and attack me to think that it's going to make me emotional, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
so like,
yeah.
I had a shaved head for a period of time on purpose.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, you're bald. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like, oh, you're overweight. I was like, cool.
Yeah, truly.
But I get your point though, because even for me, like, I know I've done that polarizing content, but like what we did wasn't polarizing content,
Yeah.
And generally speaking, it's not the norm, I would say, for me to experience that.
Yeah.
But what you touched on there, which I think is very important and something that I've recognized as well, really strangely though, especially on Twitter, when there's female traders tweeting, maybe they're just tweeting, maybe it's a picture, or maybe it's even just generally trading talk, But then there's all these inappropriate comments, and that's what's in the public domain. So you can see the inappropriate comments. So I want to ask you, like, what's that been like? Have you experienced that as well? Especially not only the comments, but maybe like the DMs as well. And how do you not combat that? Because I guess there's not much you can do. But like, what's the thought process? How does that feel?
Yeah. It's quite triggering, especially. And going back to people saying that I'm not making my money from trading and I'm making it elsewhere. Like one of the most triggering ones that is, she's got an OnlyFans. There's no way she's actually trading. She's definitely got an OnlyFans. Or the fact that I get asked it so often. It's so inappropriate. If I had an OnlyFans, don't you think I'd be talking about it? I've got enough of a following. But it's inappropriate. It never makes me feel good. And I tried to address it. I was like, maybe if I address this will help. I said something on Twitter, something like, I don't find it appropriate for you guys to ask me if I have an OnlyFans. And then I had so many that were like, it's a compliment. Take it as a compliment. Or they're like, OnlyFans isn't just for what you think it is. There's, you could post about trading on there. I'm like, really? Really? No, I don't think so. So it's incredibly inappropriate. It doesn't make me feel good. My content is trading. It's not about how I look. It's not beauty. I'm not talking about how I do my hair or the clothes that I wear, or it's trading. And it's very unfair. And I think that that's probably a huge reason as to why not many women are going to put themselves out there and talk about trading. Now, I'm sure there are so many other things, the fact that it's just a male-dominated industry, but oh my God, it doesn't make it any easier, especially for them to maybe, like, Twitter sure could be different if they are just talking about trading, but if they want to actually, like, become a content creator and pput themselves in front of the camera, that's such an intimidating space, so intimidating. So it absolutely doesn't help. I thought that maybe addressing it would help combat it, but I don't think there's anything I can do here. The DMs are never fun. I've stopped reading them at this point, and yeah, I thought that maybe addressing it would help combat it, but it's so far I'm still trying to figure out what would help.